Hey everyone, welcome back to a brand new Lush Life video. I'm your host, Leon, joined here by my co-host and wife, the illustrious Mrs. Lush. Today we're going to talk about something I don't think we've ever even spoken to each other about. I think we just don't really care that much about it. But the world seems to. The Johnny Depp, Amber Heard, defamation trial.
Oh dear.
Knee-jerk reaction, go. What do you think?
Amber's crazy. That's all I think. But I say that without having paid attention whatsoever. All I know is that people who are into this are like deep into it.
The popularity of this trial is, I guess it should come as no surprise based on kind of the history of how we entertain ourselves in this country. It's kind of sad and seems so silly that so much attention is being paid to basically this, what seems like a very toxic relationship being relived in a courtroom for, I don't know, what, like, I guess defamation, I guess, because what, Johnny... I don't even know. I guess this is him. This is him suing her.
I think it's her.
No, it's him suing her for defamation after the initial. I don't know because you remember a couple years ago when the whole thing came out and Johnny was like getting canceled because he was seen as like an abuser and a blah blah blah. So I remember that on Twitter. That was years ago. And now this trial is because of how much, defamation or what he had to go through because of what she made public and the story she tried to spin about him. I would agree with you from what I've seen. Like I don't watch really anything. I see clips on Twitter and stuff. She, even outside of this courtroom and outside of the trial, just from like her interviews and her general demeanor and the way she acts in like interviews about movies and publicly in Hollywood, she seems like a shit person.
Yeah.
That's just my summation. And obviously like Johnny's super likable and he's like this kind of rock star Hollywood musician guy. Not to say that he doesn't have his own issues. Maybe he drinks too much. Maybe he's, not to say he doesn't have his own problems. But
I got to say, I don't know exactly what she's accused him of or...
all types of things. There's like
put out there.
Abuse in both corners, physical, mental, all these things. But there's a lot of things apparently he says just simply aren't true that she's tried to insinuate. And when you see her telling some of these stories, yeah. So we're just going to kind of I don't know what we're going to see. We're just going to try to find some clips of mostly like funny moments, I guess. We're not going to try to get too serious here today.
That's great.
In West Hollywood on Sweetser Avenue, correct?
That's correct, sir.
And that's you in the video, Mr. Depp, right?
That's correct, sir.
Did I read that right?
You did.
Can you just read for the jury that first text?
You'd like me to read that?
Yes, please.
Sure, Mr. Rottenborn. Is the slippery hooper that I donated my jizz to for a while staying there?
And can you please, we'll get it to you. How about that?
Oh, joy. Okay. All right.
First of all, that's an excellent line. Secondly, the fact that her lawyer's name is Mr. Rottenborn.
Yeah.
Come on, could there be a more appropriate last name for a prosecutorial lawyer? Prosecutor, I guess.
Make it up your own term.
Prosecutorial is definitely a word.
Sure, but that's definitely not what you call a prosecutor.
I should have just said prosecutor. A prosecutorial lawyer. I just really tried to make it more difficult than it needed to be.
You love to do
You can't say that you carried cocaine in that box?
No, but it looks like it would fit some cocaine. I once gave Marilyn Manson a pill so that he would stop talking so much.
Did I read that right?
Cocaine will do that to you.
You did.
Did I read that correctly?
You did.
Okay. Did I read that right?
Yes, you did.
Did I read that right?
How many times does he ask
You
that?
continue to read them right, yes.
One thing about this trial, it has been an absolute goldmine for content creators on the internet. So between like meme compilations, like what we're watching there, like people are getting millions of views just taking trial footage and chopping it up and adding little annotations like we saw right there. Other people are like doing the commentary and taking it super seriously and blah, blah, blah. I'm just more interested in like funny memes. There's been so many incidents in this trial where the questions are just so ludicrous, it's impossible not to kind of smile. Then he's, he goes along with it. I don't think Amber's trying to play it super serious and like damsel in distress the whole time. Not super convincing. Did you hear about the part where she like shat in his bed?
No.
Oh, yeah.
She brought up the situation of her fecal matter on the bed.
I'm going to testify in court on this. She's taking notes too. There's some notes on like a second camera angle that showed her just not even taking notes. She's pretending to.
Oh my gosh, but she can't listen to him talk about her shit. Thank you.
So I want to talk about that too. So every day,
I'm like, wait,
when they
what?
show up to court to and from, there's obviously like fans and like haters that are like behind the barricades, and Johnny will show up and do his typical thing, like blow a kiss. I believe they were just screaming about her pooping the bed because probably that just became public as she's exiting the courtroom. I do want to say the only thing more pathetic than this trial and how popular it is someone that would actually
being someone that
would actually go and line up at the courthouse to scream something at these two people.
Can I email my boss so I can get the day off?
Yeah, it's all right. I got to call in sick so I can go fucking line up at the barricades to the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial and scream at them. You could not be a more pathetic person at that point. I don't think that's just my own assessment. If you're watching this and you did that, I'm so sorry. God bless you.
You didn't know what could cause damage to Mr. Depp's hand while you were there on March 8th, correct?
Dr. Kipper told me he sustained an injury on one of his fingers.
Objection, hearsay.
Wait, you asked the question.
Okay, you said he sustained an injury to his finger.
Yeah.
Come a time that you did move in.
Dude, like objected his own question. This is the part. So
I object your answer.
yeah,
it's more like
if you were to watch the
you
actual,
didn't say the words I wanted you to say.
If you were to watch the actual trial, like without the edits, it's just so aggressive where like literally every single question, one of the lawyers is like objection leading, objection hearsay, objection hearsay, objection leading. It's like, what are we accomplishing here? Like,
Right, this is a defamation trial.
You're not even allowed to
There's
talk.
going to be a lot of hearsay and he said, she said.
Literally. And so they got so ingrained in saying it that he literally said it as a response to his own question.
That's really good.
He was like, oh, shit.
With him.
What an idiot.
Objection leading. Your Honor, I'm going to object on hearsay.
Here we go.
He's my co-star.
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay. Objection, hearsay. Her communications are hearsay.
I tried to say that it was fine.
Objection,
that
hearsay.
I found out that he was in a hotel room with Paul Bettany.
Objection, hearsay.
Did you have with Lily Rose without saying anything she said?
Objection, hearsay. Objection, leading.
If you approach me and then your kid's in the car on the street, you need to
Objection,
move
hearsay. That calls for hearsay, Your Honor.
Like when you're on the stand, what is not hearsay, right? Like, are you only allowed to talk about things that have like physical evidence submitted to the court already? Like, it makes no sense. Like, the whole point of a testimony is to get the first-hand account. You're sworn into your testimony, so the whole idea of what you're saying has to be objective or subjective truth from you based on hand to God, right? That's the whole point. Yeah, but she can't
be talking about like, I heard that he was here or there. She can talk about
it has to be from her own experience.
Him and I were together and XYZ happened.
Yeah, I suppose.
He finished filming. The plan was to do
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay. Objection.
A plan is a hypothetical, so we can't talk about that. I get it.
Then you went in the house and saw Mr. Depp in the foyer, correct?
Foyer.
Yes, correct.
I think it's.
And Mr. Depp was trying to urinate in the foyer, wasn't he?
No.
Mr. Depp had his penis out of his pants, didn't he?
I think I would remember.
Relevance.
Mr. Depp.
I'll allow. Next question.
And you were trying to get Mr. Depp out of the house, correct?
Man, just trying to pee in the
Mr. Depp out
foyer.
of the house, yes.
And Mr. Depp was refusing to leave the house, was he not?
Not so much refused. He just wanted 2 minutes to say his piece.
You took Mr.
And did you have any discussions with Miss Heard on the way to Coachella that evening?
We had a conversation pertaining to the surprise she left in the boss's bed prior to leaving the apartment.
And when you refer to the surprise in the boss's bed, what are you referring to?
The defecation.
And what did Miss Heard say about the defecation in Mr. Depp's bed?
A horrible practical joke gone wrong.
There's a photograph of
Oh, yeah?
the bed, our bed. And on my side of the bed was human fecal matter.
Oh, there it is.
Wow.
Nice.
So I
gotta zoom in.
understood why it wasn't a good time to go down there. My initial response to that was, I laughed.
It was a joke after all. Would you laugh if I pooped in your side of the bed?
Are you out of your mind?
The whole.
I would literally probably burn the bed and maybe get a new one. I'm crazy. No.
I believe her defense was that it was dog's poop and she did it as a joke, I believe.
A few things about Coachella and then the fecal delivery.
Trying to come up with a
way to saying that it was the dogs.
Oh, yeah.
And I could not agree with her. I'd lived with those dogs. I picked up their fun. It was not the dogs.
Yeah, if you live with the dogs and you've been picking up their, yeah, you know. And that looked like a pretty sizable log in that picture we saw.
I mean, I don't know what kind of dog they have.
That's true. That guy, I've seen some
big dog, big poop.
Yeah, my brother used to have a great day, and he did do some sizable poops in his day. But
Insider from 2015 that says Johnny Depp has his 5th box office bomb in a row.
If that's what it said, it said. Are you just going to keep reading this?
Well, I mean, this is Mr. Depp's reputation. That's what you're talking about in terms of Hollywood, correct? And in 2016, December of 2016, there's an article that says, quote, Johnny Depp is Hollywood's most overpaid actor for the 2nd year in a row. Did you recall reading that?
I don't know, was that written by the second underpaid actor?
And you would agree that before the op-ed, there was negative publicity for Mr. Depp about assassinating President Trump. Would you agree?
No, I missed that one.
You didn't see an article in the New York Times that said Johnny Depp flirts with the idea of Trump assassination, then apologizes?
Again, Johnny Depp talks with irony and panache, and I don't particularly remember that.
Panache, that's a word I'd like to use more.
I don't think I know what it means.
You don't know who's speaking with panache? It's like, you're very colorful the way you talk and describe things, I believe. So he probably
like exaggerated or?
Oh yeah, sure, that could be, yeah. So he decided he may have made a tweet or made a statement because he disliked President Trump or something, and now they're trying to use it in trial as if he was coming up with a plan to assassinate him or something. And of course, the New York Times wrote an entire article about it. So New York Times is a joke.
You may have been drunk in that video, correct?
There's a possibility of that, yes, sir.
You poured yourself
a
mega pint of red wine, correct?
A mega pint.
Yeah.
You know all about the mega pint, son. A mega pint.
That's exactly what you drink your wine out of.
A large glass of wine.
Right.
I thought it necessary.
What the heck was that?
Was he going to go to say something to her? And that was her.
Wait, I gotta see that again.
Okay, yeah. So this was her. This is where it seems so overly dramatic, acting. He literally was walking towards her vicinity, and she recoiled like an abused dog. You know what I mean? Seems a little bit. I think. Come on.
Or an abused woman.
I suppose, but
I just don't know exactly what she's claimed he's done to her, but it's tough because if someone says they're abused, the most common thing is to not be believed.
Objection hearsay.
There you go.
Objection leading. Possible hearsay. Yeah, I don't know. Who cares? They're probably both totally fucked up individuals. I mean, Lord knows famous, rich Hollywood celebs aren't the most stable people on the planet.
Toxic relationship.
Yeah, and then let's just put that on blast for the whole world to see. Oops, I pooped in his bed. Oops, we used to hit each other.
Oops, you
I would have.
pooped in his
My
bed.
guess is that it was a mutually abusive relationship.
That's what it appears to be.
Yeah, in many ways. I don't know. I have no idea what level that escalated to. Obviously, emotional abuse seems to be rampant. No idea what the physical level got to, but.
And you don't know if it's actually human beings doing these searches, correct?
As opposed to
bots or something like that.
Bots?
I did not do an analysis to.
But you don't know if it's humans, bots, my cat doing the searches, correct?
Object.
Was Mr. Depp to play in Pirate 6?
Objection calls for speculation.
I'll allow it.
Your future is on display. Best of luck.
Best if luck.
Thank you for the correction. Best if luck.
You're welcome.
And thank
She went home to go change or something like that. I got no clue.
Do you remember what color the t-shirt was?
I think it might have been white. Best of my recollection.
Do you remember what jewelry Amber had on? Okay, let's go to the next day.
Like, if you asked a girl that, maybe, if it was significant. There's no chance.
Yeah, but only if it was like a statement piece of sorts.
Even if it was, she could have been wearing the crown jewel around her neck. This dude would have had no friggin' remembrance of that. Come on. You think he's looking at the jewelry?
And you've got all these people here.
Next day is Tuesday.
Okay.
Not a raincoat, but it could be similar to that.
Okay. And what was she wearing under it?
I have no clue.
Okay. And do you remember what jewelry she was wearing?
No.
Now, you said that on the 22nd...
You can stop asking me what kind of jewelry she was wearing.
On the cheek.
What day?
The 22nd, your birthday?
22nd, Sunday, yes.
Okay. So when you showed it the first time, you went like this, right? And then the next time when you said you did the kisses, you went like this. What's your typical way of kissing women when you greet them or say goodbye?
I'm not understanding any of what you just did.
Okay. Well, I take it that you would regularly kiss Amber on the cheek when you to say hello and to say goodbye?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
And tell us how you did that. Objection. Could you show us how you did that? Which time? Regularly? Did you have? So
you need to display how you kiss someone on the cheek?
One, or is it a really hard one on the cheek?
No.
Did you ever do a two-kiss when you greeted Amber?
What is this?
No, I'm not.
Who is he? I need to know.
Here from Brooklyn.
And again,
from Brooklyn.
do you know whether she was wearing any Amica cream?
Amica cream?
Sir, if you could just answer
I'm
this
sorry.
question.
I'm totally sorry.
Thank
sorry.
you, sir.
Wait, who's that guy?
No idea, but I believe that was one of Amber's lawyers, and the line of questioning just seemed pretty ludicrous.
It was absolutely
ridiculous.
ridiculous.
I'm not sure what they were trying to prove, quite frankly. But that's what happens when you watch a bunch of out of context.
I feel like if I started watching the trial from the beginning, I totally could have been one of the people that get sucked in.
Yeah, you would have been out by the barrier screaming, "Bed pooper!"
I was just going to say.
Bed shitter!
I would not go anywhere to the court or anything
but
like
you
that.
love this stuff. Like, imagine if Kim and Kanye were on trial, you would be hooked like a Canada goose. Like most of the world would be, obviously, for people that high profile. It's it depends. Like, if you look at it philosophically, it's like sad that we're so invested in these things because they're vapid, they're arbitrary, they mean nothing in the scheme of the world. But at the same time, like,
it's entertaining.
We as a species need a distraction from all of the things that are stressing us out and making us anxious. So this is one of those things to do it. Oh, these rich and famous people are as fucked up as we are, right? People love to watch that, perhaps even more so. Yeah. So it kind of gives people a sense of like, cool. It's not all it's cracked up to be. And my life might not be so bad because I'm not rich and famous because they look miserable. That being said, at the time of this recording, like the verdict, the trial rested its case on the 27th, a few days ago. The verdict is pending. It was supposed to come out like last night, but will be out any day now.
Yeah.
So
I don't know how long these deliberations take.
I have no clue. Apparently, there was a lot of testimonies. The trial lasted for a long time, so it might take the jury quite a while to figure it out.
Is it a jury?
Yeah. I think so. I don't even know. They didn't show the jury once. I don't know if I don't think they show juries when you're doing courtroom footage. I don't think you're supposed to show jury until like the end when they read it out. I don't know.
That's only in the movies?
Yeah, I'm speculating. Yes, in the movies, it's probably quite a objection, leading and hearsay.
I can't.
So we'll see.
See what happens.
Yeah, once the verdict comes out, we'll have to make another 10-minute video about just the verdicts. No, I am super curious. I would like to see Johnny win the defamation case, but I honestly don't know if they, the jury or the judge saw enough evidence to decide that was the case. Then that would be what it is. That's just my leaning. I feel like a lot of people feel the same way, but fortunately, no one will ever know truly what happened behind those closed doors.
Yeah, I just obviously have no idea if there's enough evidence against her to convict her of defamation.
Yeah, and what does that look like?
Yeah.
What is? I don't even know what's on the table. Probably just a fine
Slap
or
on the wrist?
Yeah. I don't think this is about jail. I think it's more about money or something, recouping his losses from the. That's typically what defamation is you get a huge compensation for the loss of potential work because your character was defamed, et cetera, et cetera. So a little taste of the tabloid stuff today. And we appreciate you guys for watching along. Well, you know what? It's like I've been on, obviously I'm on YouTube all the time. I'm just pounded every day with like tweets and little clips and things nonstop. So I'm like, all right, let's just watch a little bit of it, see what all the rage is about. And there's some funny moments.
For sure.
Pooping in the bed's funny no matter who you are.
No.
Practical joke incoming. No. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Deuces.